postgame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. We'll watch the Charlotte Hornets in this one as they go up against the New York Knicks. Checking out New York. They've gone 4-1 over the last 5, playing pretty well, and they're looking to build on that tonight. And guys, the fans always enjoy hearing stories from your playing days. Let's talk teammates. Shaq, who were your favorite guys to play with?
You know, everyone loves the Shaq, and Shaq has 4 rings, but I'm saying it here.
They all
in
love
real
the Shaq.
life. Everybody loves Shaq.
Okay.
I'm sexy, handsome, and qualified. That's what Shaq stands for.
Oh, wow.
But
I
anyway,
think my question was, who were your favorite
finish,
teammates?
Ernie, let me finish. I'm quick to say, hey, I got 4 rings, but I could not.
You are quick
could not
to say
do
that.
without Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw was a guy that always looked for me. Similar with when how Kenny played with the team. He came down, made sure I got my shots off first. Derek Fisher, we all remember the .04 shot. Rick Fox was a hustler to go out and play. Big Shot Bob.
Oh, wow.
Saved
One of
me
my
so
favorites,
many
too. So
times.
he's won both of our favorites.
Big Shot Bob saved me so many times. I would probably only have one without Big Shot Bob. And Nick Van Exel, even though me and Nick didn't win together, we had a great time.
Well, obviously, he said Big Shot. Hakeem, Sam Cassell, Robert Horry, Vernon Maxwell. But one of my favorite of all time, Chucky Brown. My favorite teammate is Chucky Brown of all
You
time.
didn't say Otis Thorpe?
No, but Otis was cool.
Oh, my
But
God.
Chucky Brown was my favorite teammate of all time, man.
Guess who I would say my favorite teammates are?
Who's that? It's us? Oh, Ernie. I thought you were going to say
Thanks,
another guy
Ernie.
who wasn't here.
I'm getting choked up a little bit. Thanks for joining us.
Need some tissue.
We're coming at you from beautiful New York City as the Knicks prepare to take the home court. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, Jaron Grant. Even with him gone, they've shaken it off quickly and have really come together as a team.
You know, what the trade means to me, guys, is they think some of their younger players are ready to spread their wings and take on a little more responsibility. They're going to get more minutes for those guys and allow them to see a little more playing time.
Clearly a forward-thinking deal, you know, and even if his aren't the biggest shoes to fill, it still puts a lot of pressure on your young guys, and let's see if they're ready to fill that void.
It's been a nice clean game, huh?
So off the tip, it's Porzingis comes in for Robin Lopez, and Freak subbed in for Aaron Aflalo. The Hornets also changing it up. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Kid Gilchrist comes in for Zoe. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Roberson. On the court for the Hornets, Kemba Walker is out there with Jeremy Lin. Then there's Michael Kid Gilchrist. Then it's Kaminsky, and it's Batum in at the 4 spot. The wide open look here for Anthony. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
And now a quick rundown of the leading free throw shooters at small forward this year. Whenever one of them gets to the line. Nick Batum, number 1.
And that means he can afford to be very aggressive as a slasher because of how proficient he is at the line.
And, you know, if I was coaching him, I'd tell him to stay greedy trying to get to that line. As a matter of fact, he would never be able to satisfy me with his free throw attempts because I'd always push him to get more.
Now here's Lin. Really left alone that time.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, a bit ago, Steve Clifford and I were able to chat. He said that they will be focusing a lot of their defensive effort into slowing down Carmelo Anthony. I asked him for specifics, and he said, Melo is such a dynamic player, there really isn't any single thing we'll do that will be the answer. Instead, we're just going to throw everything we have at him and see how he handles it. Guys?
Thanks, Doris. Now Walker after the missed 3 by Carmelo. And it's Walker penetrating. The shot by Kaminsky. Nobody around. The three-pointer off the mark.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Batum wide open. He fires. Leandro Barbosa with the rebound. The Knicks leading by 10. Feeds to Carmelo. Here's Smith. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. And the Knicks making a change here. O'Quinn's checked in. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Nicholas Batum. Now, here's Walker. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And also, his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
Here's Freak after Jeremy Lin's bucket. It's Leandro Barbosa on the wing. Got a piece of it. And Walker with a clear path to the hoop. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
This is his first chance at the line tonight. No good on the free throw. Derek Williams checked in for the Knicks. He hits the second from the line. And here's Freak. He had 13 points in the win against Atlanta.
But it didn't deter him from attacking defensively. His pressure was terrific. He also got 3 steals in that game.
And making connections is always good in any business, and the NBA is no different. From what I've heard, Clark, Freak has done a good job of reaching out to his peers all over the NBA.
I think that's an example of Freak just having a good head on his shoulders and knowing that taking the time to get to know others in the business has its benefits.
Hornets trail by 9. Lin with it. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Dishes it to Hawes. From 13, the basket good off the assist from Lin. Hawes got his first points of the night.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
O'Quinn can't hit.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
That's good.
A nice run they put together here to bring it a little closer.
Yeah, they got hot. And I didn't think I'd be saying this a little while ago, but now this game's up for grabs.
Now here's Freak. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
And it's the Hornets with the ball, following the score by New York. Shot's good.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Down low, O'Quinn, and it's blocked. Now in transition is Lin. Here we go. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Now just a 2-point Knicks lead. New York's gone 4-6 from long range here early on. Here's Freak. No luck. Walker with some nice D.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Out of bounds, New York takes possession. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at New York, solid start to the season so far, sitting in 6th place. And of course, the Hornets, 2 games back.
And you know, for the Hornets, they've staggered along here early in the season. They're going to be in for a long year if they don't make some real quick progress.
Well, good news, bad news here. I mean, the good news is they have time to make up the ground they've already lost. The bad news is they don't have enough talent to do it.
Last outing for Charlotte was a loss to Cleveland.
Yeah, in a game where offensively they were about as inconsistent as you're ever going to see them.
They needed to make a few runs, but it just never happened for them. And when you can't string things together, it's tough sledding. It's a tough way to go.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim. Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Now here's Freak. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. There's 18 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. It's stolen by Kaminsky. And now Kid Gilchrist running the floor all by himself.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Freak dishes to O'Quinn. 11 feet out, and he hits it. And the Knicks lead by 1. Walker can't get it to go. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Knicks lead by 1. And back in a moment. And let's take a moment to hear a little bit from Josh Smith about his development throughout his NBA.
You know, coming in at 18, you know, really inexperienced, not knowing what this league was about. And I went through so many stages. I've grown tremendously over my career.
You kind of hear that growth in his voice, don't you think? And it's interesting to hear Josh Smith talking about getting introspective about himself and his game. Zinkas, he's checked in for Lopez. Smith comes in for Derek Williams. And Freak subbed in for Aaron Aflalo. Kaminsky, he's checked in for Charlotte. Kemba Walker comes in for Jeremy Lin. And Charlotte, looking at who they've got. They've got Batum. Zeller is out there with Kaminsky. Then there's Andre Robertson. And it's Walker in at the point guard position. Just 5 on the clock. And the Hornets miss again.
Yeah, credit the D there. Got his hands up and made sure he wasn't comfortable on the release.
Sure did. Stayed real snug on him and didn't allow him the space he needed to get a good shot on.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feeling.
And he dunks it down. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
And this could continue to go back and forth. And a moment here to check out the stats for Kemba Walker. 6th in steals, 13th in assists, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And talk about highway robbery. I mean, jumping the passing lane, snatching away your dribble. He'll take it from you.
Here's Anthony, and count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Spencer Hawes is checked in for Nicholas Batum. Charlotte trailing. Now Walker, 9 points in the game so far. And the foul called on Freak. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Boy, that's his second foul, and he does not want to pick up number 3 here. That'll mess your game up for sure.
The Knicks making a switch here. O'Quinn's checked in. Here's Walker. Shot clock at 6. Here's Hawes. Off target from outside.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
New York, no good that time either. The Hornets have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. Kid Gilchrist with it. Barbosa picks him up. Walker's shot is off.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Here's Freak. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Freak's got 6 points. For the New York Knicks, they come in off a good outing against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And how about the accuracy that was on display from three-point range in that game? They were lethal.
Yeah, splashing those threes as they did really allowed them to continuously deflate that crowd and keep them at bay. Boy, that was a nice road win for them, no doubt. Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Hawks put on a show. He finished with 13 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. We could see his role in this offense expand if he puts together more games like this one, guys.
Thank you, Doris. He was the player they leaned on that night. He didn't disappoint them.
Not at all. Came through in a big way. Whatever they needed from him, he was able to deliver.
Well, I think he actually gave them a little more than what they needed. Terrific all-around effort.
New York moving the ball around. New York needs to get off a shot. O'Quinn, and so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot two. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Knicks.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
Another thing they've been doing so far tonight is knocking down the jump shot.
Hornets trail by 4. Walker with it, out defended by Freak. Here's Roberson. 9-point game his last outing. And Hawes kicks to Walker, passes it to Kaminsky. He feeds it to Hawes. From deep. Roberson can't hit. New York leading by 4. Now here's Freak. 6 points for him. Pass to Porzingis. There's the dish to O'Quinn. It's Freak, top of the key. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And a fast break now for the Hornets. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. For Charlotte, they have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts.
And thus far, really not their year when you talk about free throw shooting. Only around a 70% clip on the season.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
And yes, sir, that one drops. Great
unspoken communication between teammates leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
And here's Walker. He's got 11. Uncovered. That one wide left.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Freak with it. He's picked up by Walker. And the pass to Porzingis, trying to find Barbosa. He's got it now. O'Quinn, the pass to Freak. And there's the 3-second violation. Teams live and die by the 3. Let's check out the best. Second, the Knicks.
You know, some teams live and die by the 3. But it's important to be able to utilize the three-point shot. It's a great weapon in the game of basketball. And this coach has given this team freedom to look at the three-pointers on a regular basis, and they're pretty good at it.
That's a 2-pointer from Walker, and too long on the shot.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
Here's Freak. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Oh, my goodness. He's just getting nasty on him now. Wow.
Yeah, now that they've built up a lead, this is when he really breaks out those incredibly slick moves.
Man, like a Ginsu knife, just slicing and dicing.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay.
That's the risky run by staying out there as he picks up his 3rd.
The Hornets have hit 6 free throws in 10 attempts.
Walker having a fantastic game. 12 points and 4 assists as well.
He doesn't get the second one.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Stolen by Walker. There's the feed to Kaminsky. Oh, and he can't cap off the break.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Hornets trail by 6. Here's Roberson. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Pass to Walker. It's deflected. And the Hornets miss again.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
Yeah, you know, he's not making any kind of impact for them at that end of the court right now.
Freak. And that's collected by Spencer Hawes.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Smith on the wing. Freak with it, working on Walker. Barbosa kicks to Smith. Feeds it to O'Quinn with 2 seconds left, and the layup is up and in. O'Quinn's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as...
And now the third quarter about to get going.
What a great game for Anthony.
So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Porzingis, he's checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Smith. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Aaron Aflalo. And Freak subbed in for Donald Sloan. And then for Charlotte, Kaminsky, he's checked in for Jefferson. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist comes in for Cody Zeller. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Roberson. Freak in at point guard. Porzingis is out there with Williams. Then it's Anthony. And it's Barbosa in at the shooting guard. That's the 5 for New York right now. And that one's good.
Such a height mismatch out on the perimeter, and they give up the triple.
Here's Freak. It's deflected. Walker with it. He's got 17. Right side, Kidd-Gilchrist. With the teardrop, it's rebounded by New York. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Barbosa dishes to Freak.
Move the ball. Sticking too much.
Clock at 6. He dishes it to Carmelo. Stolen by Walker. Left side, Lin. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. And 11 points here for Lin. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Charlotte.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets.
Freak passes to Carmelo. Kicks it to Freak. Back to Anthony. 5 on the clock. From past the arc. No good. And the Hornets now going the other way. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand. And Batum kicks to Walker. Back to Batum. Baseline J on the way. And that one's good. Now it's a 4-point Hornets lead.
And defensively, they've gotten a little careless, not playing with the same focus we saw in the first.
Anthony kicks to Freak. It's tipped. Now Walker. He's got 17. Batum inside the 3-point line. The quick look, no good that time. New York's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Now here's Freak, guarded by Walker. Freak dishes to Carmelo. Anthony drawing the double team. 5 to shoot. Freak passes to Carmelo. New York, no good that time either.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
And Anthony sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Carmelo Anthony. Spencer Hawes is checked in for the Hornets. Outside, Lynn gets the three-pointer to fall. Lynn's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Charlotte. Now here's Freak. He's covered closely. To end the drought. They shoot again. Shot is good, and the Charlotte lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from O'Quinn.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here. Maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
And the foul called on Freak. 1:03 left here in the fourth quarter. Hornets leading by 10.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for Charlotte.
Clark, the bench, gave him a big lift in this game.
Yeah, you always like to see that, Kevin, when your reserves can perform and help you pull out a win.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
Yep, but 2 more to go before the end of the season, and they'll obviously be very confident heading into those 2 games.
And while it's a team game, you can't win without guys showing up. And that was the case tonight for Walker. You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
On the court for the Hornets, Jefferson is out there with Kaminsky. Then there's Andre Robertson. Then there's Kemba Walker. And it's Kid Gilchrist in at the 3, the small forward. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Nice shot by Porzingis. Here's Walker. And so the Hornets can now just hold on to the ball. And stolen by Freak for the finish.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, GA, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
This was a game where you guys seem to have a distinct advantage inside. How do you evaluate how well the team played as a whole?
We made some mistakes, you know, they made us pay. But we just kept pounding the ball inside, and, you know, we outmatched them on the inside, so that's what we did, and we came out with the victory.
You've always got to play through your mistakes. It'll turn around eventually. Al, thanks for the time.
Doris, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now the award-winning Ernie Johnson will take it from here. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kemba Walker. Kenny, your thoughts?
Kemba Walker's game is all about desire, and you can see it. He wanted to win tonight. He ran the show so beautifully. He made big play after big play. His quickness and ball handling is probably top 5 in the league.
Boom, boom, boom. That's right, Ernie. Instruments. This guy was instrumental tonight in making sure they avoided a second straight loss. They needed somebody to step up tonight, and he was their guy.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.